Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I am KiwiSimsKate, Kiwi because I'm from New Zealand, Sims because I love The Sims, and Kate because that's my name. It's as simple as that. A very special warm welcome to any new viewers here. I post YouTube speed builds in The Sims 4 every 2 weeks currently. Hope to in the future be able to release videos more often, but I also stream over on Twitch twice a week, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. All my links are in my profile. Today the build I'm bringing to you I'm really excited about. I am building in Tartosa, which is the new world we just got recently with the My Wedding Stories game pack. Now, when I saw all the promos, the pictures, the Sims live streams of the gameplay, all of it, I knew I was going to have such a fun time building in this world. It is absolutely stunning. It has beaches, it has town centre areas. It's just really stunning. It's called Tartosa. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be pronounced Tartosa or Tartosa with like a softer or harder S, but anyway, I will do my best at the pronunciation. And it is inspired, it's not a particular country, but it is inspired by the Mediterranean countries, so Greece, Cyprus, Turkey, Croatia, probably, southern parts of Italy, like Sicily, etc. And it is stunning. I went to a wedding about probably 6 years ago now, 5 or 6 years ago in Cyprus, and Tartosa reminds me so much of Cyprus. The kind of rocky, bouldery shoreline, the colors, the tiles, the architecture, and it's just stunning. I really love this world, and I'm gonna try and build on every single lot pretty soon. I already am excited to build on a larger lot. So the build that I'm bringing you today is a wedding. It's kind of like a wedding honeymoon rental lot. I think on the gallery though, it actually uploaded as a residential build. So if you do want it as a rental, which is how I imagined it initially, then you'll just need to change it in the game, which is, super simple. So this has no CC. It is actually quite easily big enough to be more than one bedroom, but I've built it as a one bedroom building, mostly because the idea was that it was a honeymoon place, so a destination where, maybe if your Sims got married in Tartosa, they would go straight here after the wedding and they could just relax. It's on the lot, I think it's 20 by 20. It's the small lot that's kind of on its little own mini island with a bridge towards it, which again is just so cute and beautiful. I love it so much. And I wanted it to feel like a real getaway from the city. Maybe they have really busy lives and they just want to, forget about work and all the other craziness of life and just spend time with each other, spend time in the pool, meals outside, just looking at the beautiful views. So yeah, I did make this a one bedroom home, but the upstairs area is, I did toy with the idea of adding a second bedroom, and the upstairs area is plenty big enough if you wanted to add a second bedroom. You may, could you get away with 3 bedrooms? Might be pushing it, depending on what you want to put in the bedrooms, but certainly 2 bedrooms easily if you wanted to adjust this house for a family, a couple with children, or a parent and child, or whatever, or roommates or something. So that wasn't what I had in mind for it, but go for it if that's what you want in your gameplay. If you do download this from the gallery, let me know in the comments below. I would really love to know if you're using my builds. It makes me very proud Sims build mother to know that people actually care about what I upload and use them. I love building them anyway, so it's kind of just an added bonus if people are enjoying them. First, I get the look of the exterior done. I knew I wanted this sort of archway corridor look in the front. I was working off a Pinterest build idea that I saw. I think I just searched in Pinterest for Mediterranean small home or Mediterranean small architecture or something like that. A lot of the stuff that had come up, I added the small because a lot of the stuff that I had first looked for when I was just looking for Mediterranean homes were big, kind of grand, large houses, and I didn't want to do that. It wouldn't have fit on this lot anyway. So yeah, I got the front facade from a Pinterest image. It's similar. It's not the same, but certainly the kind of corridor archway that leads through to the front door I took from there. I was also really excited to use this tile that now I can't remember where it comes from. Get Together, maybe? It's the tile that when you add it to enough squares makes those little kind of 4-leaf flowers or 4-petal flowers, and I used it in the pink and grey swatch, and I have never ever had a use for it before, but it was perfect for this build. I wanted this to feel really romantic, a couple's retreat, something maybe a bit lavish that you wouldn't necessarily want in your house full time, but that would be really beautiful to get away to if you're going on holiday. So I used a lot of soft colours, a lot of pinks, a lot of warm oranges, a lot of warm wood tones. Yeah, and I really liked the way it turned out. I also used a lot of the stuff from the new pack, so the windows that I use are new, the front door is from the new pack. I wish we'd got some floor tiles though. I don't think we got any flooring for it, but we did get a wall covering which I use upstairs, which is just a sort of faded, almost ombre effect painted wall with a really slim skirting board across the bottom of the walls. So I used that upstairs, but I really liked the use of tile downstairs. In these kinds of much warmer countries, not just the Mediterranean, but in other places around the world where it's warm most of the year, it's pretty common to have tiled floors across, throughout the whole house. So I did this in this build. Normally I would, have tile in the kitchen and the bathrooms, and then everywhere else would be either wood or carpets. But I like having the excuse to use tile everywhere, and I think that it really adds to that Mediterranean feel, because it's definitely not something that you would find commonly through New Zealand, that's for sure. It's not quite warm enough here all year round, at least. So so I used the tile all the way through. I believe that tile's a base game tile. I used Jungle Adventure kitchen cabinets, and the swatch that I used was such a gorgeous warm brown, almost has like the smallest tint of purpley grey to it as well. And I thought it worked well with the soft pinks and blues that I was using elsewhere in the build. I also play around with the idea of placing that Jungle Adventure I don't know what you call it, kind of side display cabinet, I guess. Dining cabinet. It's like a hutch. Yeah, I guess it's more like a hutch. Down in the kitchen. I do eventually move it. I wanted to use it still because the swatch it came in was gorgeous. So I use it upstairs in the landing just before you go into the bedroom. And I also clutter it up. And I really liked cluttering that up because it gave it a kind of feel of sort of complementary items you might find if you were to go stay in a holiday home or a hotel or a B&B or something. So I didn't clutter this house up too much, mostly because the idea is that it was a rental, so there would be decorations around and there would be things that your Sims could use, but it wouldn't be cluttered like a family home would be. I tried to keep it fairly simple, but with plenty of color. Yeah, I did a little trick here that I'd never tried before, and I just thought I'll give it a go and see what happens. There's a new vase of flowers that we got with a new wedding pack that I wanted to place on the coffee table in the living room, but I felt like it was kind of high because the coffee table itself is quite high once your Sims sit on the sofas and the armchairs. So I wanted to lower it, so I used the little basket that we got from, I think, Jungle Adventure, and I started with the vase of flowers on the floor. I moved away the coffee table, started with the flowers on the floor, used Control 9 to raise it up higher, and moved across the basket to sort of sit under it, so it looks like it's just a low kind of decoration of flowers inside the basket as opposed to in a tall vase, and I think it is just a little bit nicer. It's probably the tiniest detail that no one would care about, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I didn't like that it was so high up, and I felt like when your Sims are trying to talk to each other across the coffee table, it was just a bit awkward. I don't place a TV in the home. This is a super easy thing to add if you want it. I just thought they would be switching off from things if they came on their honeymoon. They would be trying to not look at their phone, not look at a computer, not look at the TV, and just spend time together outside, laying in the sun or with a bit of music on inside, maybe a nice little romantic dinner with some music playing in the background. And I also thought it would be cute to place that kind of pastry cake stand as if they were offered when you first arrived. So whoever manages the property comes in and, places fresh pastries the morning of your arrival. And when I was playtesting this, so I have playtested the whole build and it is all good to go, but I realized my sim I kind of realized too late, once I'd already uploaded it, that my sim had stolen the tea set that I place on the dining room table. So you'll notice in the speed build, I placed the new tea set that we got with my wedding stories on the kitchen table. And I never tried eating a meal at the table while the tea set was on there. So, but it doesn't matter anyway, because the build that's up on the gallery does not have the tea set on the dining table. I'm sorry. I think she has stolen it. So yeah, you'll have to replace it if you want it back in the game, or just not worry about it. I go back and do the downstairs bathroom, or the only bathroom, at the end of the build. I'm not entirely sure why I did that. I generally like to build quite, what's the word? Like in quite a structured way. So if I've got a 2-level house, I would build, I would decorate all of one level and then go upstairs, usually all of the ground floor, and then I would do all of the first floor. So Don't ask me what was going through my head there and why I did that, but that happened. And don't worry, I have not, if you're watching this video and thinking you forgot about the bathroom, I haven't. I do go back, although I almost forgot. I kind of was feeling like I'd finished and then looking around the home and realised I needed to do that bathroom. I go through a few different ways of decorating the upstairs as well. The whole upstairs has been furnished as one large bedroom, and there's a small landing with, as I said earlier, that hutch type thing with maybe some complimentary towels and toiletry products, and then a door into the, I guess it's like a suite, but the bathroom's downstairs. So you've got your bed area that's kind of separated by a little bookcase hallway, which I loved putting in, and I know that I would absolutely love that if I went and stayed somewhere for a nice getaway, to get away from technology and all of that. You know, I would love to have a big bookshelf just full of books to choose from, and I would just pick something out and read all day out by the pool. So I placed that, and then there's also a little sitting area, so maybe your Sims, after a very tiring, difficult day lying beside the pool, in the evenings maybe they grab a book and some tea and bring it upstairs to the bedroom and sit in this little living area place. Or maybe they make a drink at the little globe bar. Play a bit of chess up here as well. I placed a chess table beside the dresser as well. Yeah, just kind of not just a bedroom, but I wanted it to be another hangout spot. And then you've got access to downstairs via the outdoor staircase or the staircase inside. Upstairs as well is where I use the new wall covering that you'll see. I use it in this pink, and it's pretty full on. I'm not generally a pinky person, but I really liked this. I used those little lanterns as well that we got from, where did we get those from? The kit, didn't we? The kind of Moroccan inspired kit. Oasis. Something Oasis? Oasis Riyadh kit? No, that's not it. I can't remember. My mind's gone blank. But I used those lanterns in a few places around the house because once I placed them the first time downstairs in the entranceway, I thought these are gorgeous and they really go with the style, because a lot of the time this area does have a lot of influences. You know, in the Mediterranean, you will find a lot of influences from other Mediterranean countries. So the lanterns look like they could potentially be Moroccan, but also possibly Turkish, but certainly, you know, like steeped in Eastern design and that kind of ancient, gorgeous, yeah, that kind of area of the world. I don't know. I'm lost for words now. But I love them. I love those lanterns so much, and I would love to have them in my house in real life. This is me cluttering up the upstairs hutch. As I was explaining earlier, I just placed a bunch of stuff on here that looks like maybe it's provided when you stay with the place. So you've got magazines, grab a magazine to read. You've got towels, you've got soaps and other toiletries. You've got a bowl of lemons, if you want a lemon. I just thought that looked cute, so I had to add it. And also had to add a lot of greenery detail to the outside of this house. So I placed the wisteria vines and the ivy, but I didn't want to overdo it. So I wanted it to be, I definitely wanted it to look like it had been grown for years over the house, but also maybe well kept because it's a holiday home, and because, you know, people probably spend a lot of money to stay here. Actually, that's a thing that reminds me, I've got no concept of how much this is going to cost your sim to stay here. I did not stick to a budget. I think the house comes in at 90, somewhere around 90,000 simoleons. So I don't know how that works out in terms of the rental cost per night, but potentially you may want to use some cheats, or your sims might just have to have a bit of money in their pockets. But I feel like that's kind of realistic. You know, a home like this in this kind of a setting would set you back quite a bit. And it's your honeymoon. Hey, treat yourself, Sims, okay? I play around quite a bit at the back of this house. I wanted to make it all patio, no kind of grass yard area. And I don't know why it doesn't work if you place a foundation and then kind of try and match it up to your original build, but it didn't, and I had to get rid of it, which was a little frustrating. It kind of just wasted a lot of time, but that's okay. I go back and I fix it and redo the pool, and this idea that I had with the pool where I place some of the debug or live edit object rock faces along one side of the pool. What I actually originally had in mind when I was thinking about this build was to have some kind of an infinity pool overlooking the water and the ocean, but it's such a small lot, and you kind of need to build up the foundation of the ground to do that in The Sims, and I just didn't feel like it was lavish enough of a place to justify me doing it. Also, it didn't fit. So, 2 reasons. But instead, I made this pool kind of look like maybe it was built into the land a little bit by placing this rock. And then I used some of the fountain decorations to put a kind of waterfall effect coming over the rocks, and I may have actually cut out the footage of me placing those, but I think in the end I used the medium spraying emitters. They're called something like that. I used the medium or the large ones, and it's the spraying ones, not the other ones, because I tested it using the other one, and then I brought my sim into the slot, and then it wasn't working how I wanted it to, so I redid it all, and that's part of the reason why I cut out some of that footage. I'm sorry, I didn't want this video to go longer than 30 minutes. I try and get my videos down as quick as possible, but I'm just not that fast a builder, I'm afraid, and I don't want to cut things out, so I try and keep the integrity of the build. And in case, you know, any of you want to copy some of the tips and tricks of me placing things or using specific objects, I know that for myself, when I watch other YouTubers speed builds, I like to see how they create things and how they place things. It's really helpful for kind of my inspiration in that. So yeah, I do apologize for the longish builds. I have a few shorter ones, but I haven't quite mastered that yet, hopefully with time. But on the landscaping, I had a lot of fun putting this together. I really wanted it to look like it belonged in the world. I didn't want it to look out of place, so I do play around with a couple of different options for the grasses, and then I finally find the matching one that is also on this little island but outside of the actual lot, so it's that sort of lighter green long grass, and I use a bit of that around the place. I also use these island living flower hedges, which I absolutely love. They're some of my favorite plants in the game. I just think they're gorgeous. The texture's really lovely, the colors are gorgeous, and they go with this kind of vibe as well. And I thought they looked quite nice with the trellis that we got with My Wedding Stories. I'm not sure if this trellis, because I always have debug and live edit objects turned on, I'm unsure if that trellis is a build item you can purchase or if it's only part of the live edit or debug menu. Yeah, if you know, let me know in the comments below. And then finally, as I mentioned before, I move on to that little bathroom downstairs. I use, for all the kind of main parts of the bathroom, I actually use the objects from Get Famous, which is some of the most expensive objects we have in game. And that really bumped up the price of this home. But I thought the white and gold looked really classy and kind of fit for the luxurious feel. The screenshots will be here shortly, and if you'd like to download this build, my gallery ID is KiwiSimsKate, and you can find all of my builds there. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to get notified of when I release my next videos. You can also follow me on twitch.tv/KiwiSimsKate. I stream twice a week there, playing predominantly The Sims. Every now and then I might throw in a different game. And my socials, Twitter and Instagram, the handles at both those places are KiwiSimsKate. So thank you so much for watching this build. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care out there. Bye.